The state releases the initial results of the controversial third grade reading test, and now the superintendent of Tulsa Public Schools is blasting the move as unethical.
Our team coverage continues tonight. 2 News anchor Max Resnick is live outside the TPS Board of Education to explain. Max?
Well, when the state released the third grade reading test results, it included the Tulsa Public Schools unsatisfactory score. And TPS was still trying to figure that out this morning. It's a move Dr. Keith Ballard calls unprecedented.
In an unprecedented move, these test scores were released to the media along with a press release before the school districts got them.
Superintendent Dr. Keith Ballard says that as his accountability department sifted through raw data, aggregate scores, specifically TPS's, were released.
I have to be upfront and say I consider that to be a highly unethical move, not to even communicate with the schools.
Additionally, the district's chief academic officer says the district still doesn't have all the data. Here are the test scores according to the state. 80% of the state's third graders are eligible to move on to the fourth grade. 16% are candidates for retention. And in the Tulsa Public Schools, that number is nearly double.
We won't know the exact number of students affected until the teachers actually have those scores in their hands and can look at those scores in conjunction with portfolios and the good cause exemptions that exist.
Once those exemptions are counted, it's likely many of the district's nearly 33% of students who scored unsatisfactory will still move on to the fourth grade. For those held back, the district is working on a plan.
If we end up with a huge retention number in keeping those students back, and we're looking at a number of solutions, it may be some sort of a modified third grade program.
Now, a spokeswoman with the State Department of Education tells me that Dr. Ballard, and along with all the other districts here in the state, knew that those results would be released today on May 9th, and also said that they had the individual student-by-student breakdown of every score before that press release was sent out, putting into context what their unsatisfactory score was. Now, additionally, they also released the results for Tulsa Public Schools and the Oklahoma City Public Schools. They said they did that because they're the two biggest districts in the state. Live in Midtown tonight, Max Resnick, 2 News works for you.
Thank you, Max. We're breaking down the numbers on third grade testing for you. 2.2% scored advanced, 64% scored proficient, 13.9% scored limited knowledge, and 15.7% scored unsatisfactory on the reading test. 4.2% of students were unreported or simply didn't take the test.